Well, some grant recipients believe that formal banking services are only for higher income individuals. Now, this disadvantages their access to banking services and the benefits thereof. SASSA is currently switching grant recipients from its gold card to Postbank black cards. With the changeover deadline fast approaching, only a small percentage of recipients have transitioned successfully, indicating a gap in understanding this crucial step to accessing the benefits. Now, Simphiwe Phakathi of EasyPay Everywhere Banking joins us to just discuss this further. Thank you so much for your time. It's good to have you here, Simphiwe. Let's talk about this transition and some of the challenges that we have seen, the long queues, we've seen the network glitches as well. We've heard of all of these complaints, accessibility issues. What are contributing to these factors, switching from the SASSA Gold card now to this new black card?
Good day. Firstly, thank you for this opportunity. Yes, we've seen the challenges. I think some of the factors possibly are largely the sheer volume of clients that need to switch their cards. And secondly, reach. Many of these customers are primarily in the rural areas or far outlying areas, and have often thought that formal banking solutions are not an alternative. Hence, perhaps they've not necessarily changed. So those are just some of the high-level challenges that we are observing. And we thought, let's not sit down and watch and be bystanders. How do we form part of the solution as other formal banking, as banking partners?
Yeah, because it is a huge misconception. And I think it also puts, those people, it disadvantages them in so many different ways. But then you come in here. Just explain to us maybe, how EasyPay Everywhere works to try and change this misconception then.
No, great. It's actually good to be back on your platform because we've been preaching this gospel. The Social Assistance Act is very clear that social grant recipients have choice where to receive their grant. And they can use any of the formal banks. EasyPay is one such player. If you look at the stats from a market share perspective, we're third. It's first other banks, and then Postbank, and then us. And 95% of our business is social grant clients. And how we've done that is actually tackle that very same problem by coming up with tailor-made banking solutions that actually speak to this market. And no-frills bank account, which we can open at our branches. We've got about 240 of them across the country, as well as using our infrastructure to be in the communities which are either at SASSA offices. We can use our pop-up facilities, or in the communities, or at retailers. And our staff then use the technology, which is the tablets that they use to open the bank accounts. Within 5 minutes, a customer walks away with a bank account because it's biometrically linked to Home Affairs. So we are able to validate the authenticity of the person we're opening an account, give them a bank account with the supporting information they then take to SASSA, and the following month the grant lands in their account. The account is quite affordable because we just charge a small monthly service fee, and they get a card that works at all bank ATMs if they want to access cash, as well as all retailers should they want to make purchases, because they get a fully fledged MasterCard.
Yeah. Let's talk about the transition, because there are still many of these beneficiaries that don't, know what they need to do. It's, do you think the education of all of this is made clear, or should more be done so that no one at the end of the day is left behind?
So I think having walked this journey, we live in the communities for many of our branches that I made reference to. And one of the things we've observed is the importance of communicating in a language that's relevant and consistent with the community within which we operate. And I think that's probably one particular avenue that will help around the customer education. And it's platforms like these that you are giving us that will help also send the message across. But we've also got to make sure that the social services, SASSA, is also driving the same message, which we've seen in the media, driving people towards the action, which is to change their cards and to know that they've got options. So use of social media helps, but we've got to be able to communicate in a way that effectively talks to the people. And language is a key differentiator.
No, it is very important, and it really is a key differentiator, Simphiwe. Let's talk about logistical issues, because it's a huge nightmare, I can imagine, because many of these beneficiaries also stay, of course, in rural areas, and they need to travel long distances just to get to this point or a card replacement site where they need to make this transition. Where do you come in to try and make sure that, you know, those people are also being taken care of?
Yeah, so what we've come in is we've invested in resources such as Fleet Force, which as well as offsite opening or account opening facilities and equipment, so that instead of trying to get customers to come to us or to look for our branch, we have placed our teams in the communities and outside of SASSA offices so that the customers catch us within the communities where they operate. And as I said, they just need to come with the ID if they have one, and we just validate what they've provided us against their biometric. So we have to come to them, and our model of using our gazebo and pop-up facilities and the technology and our fleet significantly made a difference, as we've seen in the past month and a half so far.
Let's talk about that deadline. If I'm not mistaken, it has now been moved to the 20th of March to replace your gold card, SASSA gold card, with this new black card now. Do you think it is sufficient, this new deadline? Do you think it's enough time to also address all of these existing challenges?
I don't think it will be sufficient. It was initially the 28th. It's now the 20th. If I heard properly, the numbers were sitting north of about 2 million customers still to be converted. It is a significant number in a short amount of time. That's why we have to stand up as financial services or organization and say we should be part of the solution. Customers have choice. With this short window, we are available. We've got the capacity and tools to be at SASSA, at the retailers, to also facilitate the switching, as well as where councillors and traditional leaders require our services, they must reach out. We're happy to help and be part of the solution instead of waiting.
And you talk about collaboration. I think it's very important, of course, with this process specifically. SASSA and Postbank, are they good collaborators? Is it easy, you know, to work with them, or would you like to see, you know, more a collaborative effort from their side when it comes to this?
So from the formal engagements that we have as an industry, I'd probably say definitely they do their part to try and engage us and inform the industry of changes. And historically, I think the notification was the card was going to expire in December 2023. That was extended. They engaged us as banking organizations to accept the cards, and we've done so thus far. So those engagements are there, and the big I think dependency when it comes to switching of the grant successfully is that it has to be done literally practically at SASSA. Once the documentation is submitted for each customer, SASSA officials have to obviously assess the documentation and then process the switch. There's no electronic method. at this point in time that any of us as banking providers can use to facilitate a seamless solution. That would help. And for now, that probably might be the next constraint.
Something that's also of huge concern, Simphiwe, is, we've heard these stories of some beneficiaries saying that they receive short payments when they do switch from the gold card to the new black card. Is that the case? And how frequently does that happen? Is it something that is of a huge concern, or is it something that is being fixed as we, of course, embark on this process?
Yeah, so I cannot talk for the black card, the Postbank black cards that you made mention to, and the client experience, because I'm not 100% aware. But historically, yes, I think we're dealing with the most vulnerable part of our community or population base. And for many years, for many reasons, they've unfortunately suffered an injustice of some fraudulent activities targeting them, or some funds going missing. And sometimes it's genuine because there's a debit order that ran, but they forgot or unaware, and they just don't know where to go to ask for help. And the assumption is the money is stolen or something, or sometimes it's factual. So it's just a change process from the current to a bank or bank account, which probably needs a little bit more education, as well as what support channels are there to help them feel more comfortable and more at ease to say, should something go wrong, where do I go? That's why we've set up some channels at EasyPay that allow them to, if they can't call us, send us a call back, or send us a message on our Facebook page, or call us or visit a branch, so that we can just try close that gap from a change management, change perspective.
Yeah, thank you so much for your time, Simphiwe Phakathi of EasyPay Everywhere Banking. All right, on to this now. Inflation has edged up in the first month of 2025.